Hey you guys, welcome back. So yes, we are back talking about the Village of Dolton's latest board meeting once again, and we're just gonna pick up kind of where we left off the last time. The mayor, Tiffany Henyard, where she addresses so eloquently and professionally the trustees and what she feels like they did about the tax levy. So let's go ahead and hear her out.
When I say that the clerk all filed and all voted for the tax levy for $15 million, and you did not send that in. You sent in for $11 million and not the $15 million that the board voted for here. But this is what all we saw. It was myself, it was everybody here, but they only turned in the tax levy for $11 million, shorting us by $4 million.
So you guys, what this sounds like to me is that the board actually voted for a lower amount than what was proposed by Tiffany and her team. And what's so interesting about that is that Tiffany always prides herself as someone who doesn't endorse tax increases. That's not what this is sounding like. Let me know if you guys are hearing something different, but this is what I'm hearing.
And this is what I'm talking about when they go do secret squirrel meetings.
Oh yeah, there goes that good old professionalism again. Referring to something as a secret squirrel meeting when you're the mayor of a town, which you so infinitely call yourself the leader. I'm your leader. Yeah, this is not how leaders talk, and it's not how leaders conduct themselves. But let's move on.
Without the entire body, and we don't know about it, and we find out about it later, and then they sit here and they come and say, well, we short and we got to try to fix this to fix that. Yeah, but you the ones that fault.
So you guys just see how fast she's talking and how she's just like, oh, you the ones at fault, and then just move on to the next subject. She always talks fast and she talks in circles sometimes to try to distract people. She wants to throw out keywords that she wants to appeal to the audience about, her fans about out there. And that's her tactic, and that's always been her tactic since day one, is to pander to the audience, which is the residents. And as a trustee, she would behave the same way. And that's why I don't know how she became the mayor. Because like I keep saying, if people would have paid attention to the red flags that she just waved right in front of their faces all the time, they definitely would not have voted her in. But, I'm not going to beat up on the residents. Well, because, they have to deal with this now. I think that's punishment enough. And I just hope that this is just like a wake-up call to some people who actually take their time and go out and vote to say, hey, in this day and age, I have the internet. I can stand to do a little research on this person who I'm going to passionately endorse, because the passion has to be there, first of all, in order to sit there and endorse someone to such a high position. To have faith in someone, to run your town, to decide how your taxes are going to be spent, to just give them free reign, essentially on how the town's been run, and what businesses are going to come there, because that's what she's doing. She's not supposed to be doing that. Allegedly, that's what she's doing. She's not supposed to be doing that. That's why the trustees are there. They're supposed to be helping deciding on, what gets paid, who gets paid, what business to entertain, as far as like what businesses they're going to let come into the village. They used to have committees. They don't have committees anymore, as from what I could see. Yeah, it's just a whole hot stinking mess right now. And that's why the trustees are mad. That's why the residents are mad. And then that's why she's hitting major news, besides the fact that she's just loud and just can't sit down. She just can't sit down at all. So she puts herself out there. She wants to be out there. She has a podcast. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. So she makes thousands of videos. She's on billboards. So she wants herself to be out there. So make no mistake about that. She loves the attention. But unfortunately, the town is suffering because they have a narcissist in a position of power. Now let's move on.
So then, moving forward, they said the email trail. You think I'm messing around with what I'm telling you? An email trail. Hold on. Don't worry, y'all will see it. But you just listen.
Calm down, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen right now.
Calm down, ladies and gentlemen.
They sent a email screen of all of this. Don't worry about it. You know I'm real good at making videos. You will get a video. You will get a video from me. Know that.
Oh my goodness, you guys. So it's little details that you got to kind of pay attention to. So when she says that, look at the way her lip curls and the excitement in her eyes. Cause she just like, she's loving the spotlight so much. As much as she screams, oh, fake news, fake news, she is like loving it. You guys, look at it. I'm just slowing it down for you. You can just see it in her face, how much she is enjoying this, enjoying the spotlight. She loves to grandstand, like I said before. And we're just gonna let her continue to talk. Let's go ahead and finish watching it.
Okay, so on Homewood, so they asked right here in this message, and they said, hey guys, we need to find a way to pay Homewood because it's got to do with our trash. So that's what the problem is right now, currently. Right now, we have to find a way to pay $4 million for trash because the board did not put it in the budget.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is the board's hesitation to approve things that you put before them because there's not enough proof of what they're about, you know, what they're paying, which is reasonable. They just want proof. They want transparency, blah, blah, blah. We heard it 1,000 times, right? But for some reason, she keeps using these moments to grandstand and show her little videos and whatnot, instead of just showing the proof and putting it up on the website. And that's all that needs to be done. But when someone has something to hide, like I said, they're not gonna show you it. That's why they're hiding it, right? That's at least my opinion. All right, let's move on.
Everybody create chaos, which this board has done, but they don't do the work. I do the work. My work speaks for itself.
So yeah, her work speaks for herself. So that's why she has to force people to sit here and watch the videos that she's made about her work. But her work speaks for herself. So like I said, it's the Wizard of Oz. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain, okay? Just pay attention to what I'm saying to you right now, my videos and everything I say to you. That's all you need to pay attention to. Don't pay attention to the trustees that don't do nothing, okay? Ran on my ticket, which she says like almost every board meeting.
I am the one that carry you, trustee Jason House, you, Kiana Belcher, that never wins anything.
Wow. Just wow. Like, how disrespectful do you need to be? Like, some things are just unnecessary. Who never win anything? Like, sound like a bully. That's what you sound like. You sound like a bully.
That's why you guys have your seats that you have before you.
So that's one example of her throwing the fact that they ran on her ticket, which I'm sure they regret, up in their faces at the board meeting. Here's another one.
When you ran on my ticket, you followed my vision, right? So now when we get the seat, which you have, and you're welcome.
Lady, believe me, no one is thanking you for a seat under you, okay? They're not thankful for that. So you guys get the point. Her continually throwing the fact that they endorsed her and ran with her on her ticket in their faces as a reason to tell them like, hey, you were loyal to me then, you need to still be loyal to me now. That brings us back to our most recent board meeting where Tiffany and trustee Kiana Belcher almost just basically would have probably got into a fist fight if they weren't separated by the distance and if they weren't in a public professional, I say quote unquote professional though, because not everybody acts professional, if they weren't in that setting. So go ahead and take a look at this recent board meeting, and we'll start with Kiana first asking a question about some money.
All right. Any discussion?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I have some concerns, and hopefully I get some answers. First off, have we received the $6.8 million?
Keep going on your questions.
Did you guys hear that, what the mayor just said?
Keep going on your questions.
So Kiana, a trustee just asked you about some money, some grants that you said that you guys supposedly got. Because here's her bragging on a grant just a little bit earlier in the meeting.
Again, y'all know I'm known as the grant mayor, grant super mayor. And what I do is I go get money, bring it back to our community, and I make sure we put it back in our community. Then we also have a $2.7 million grant for lead service line replacement that is coming up. That's a grant that we did receive.
So did you guys catch that little side eye action she had looking over towards Kiana's way? Now, I don't know if it's because Kiana was laughing while she was saying this stuff because Kiana knows it's kind of bogus, or if she knows Kiana's going to question her when she's done with her little statements. I guess we're going to find out because Kiana's about to grill her.
Are you going to answer?
Keep going with the questions because that got nothing to do with the bills. So
that's grant money that was already, but okay, so everybody would know that that's the answer because it's not being answered.
So you brought it up, but now you're saying it has nothing to do with the bills and you don't want to discuss it, basically. Like, you can't communicate with her, it looks like. And I know Kiana is just fed up, which explains how this conversation just goes from 0 to 100 real fast.
But on May 3rd, we received the email which says that we owe them $4,501.27. They've been requesting this since August 28th, 2023. What really drew my concern was that someone sent us an email and then we actually spoke to this person on the phone. He said that Mr. Freeman contacted him with the help of Ron Smith, who was the engineer, saying that they needed a proposal for 15022 Lincoln. Now, I'm concerned because 15022 Lincoln is not our property to my knowledge. So why would we be paying a bill for $7,482?
And so basically from here, she goes to explain how she was contacted about that property, saying that whatever's being built there is not structurally sound. And so she's really concerned and she just wants to know really what's going on because they are contacting her and she's just trying to get some clarity about what's going on, especially since they're asking for money.
And we strongly recommend the construction stop immediately until such time these items are addressed by an architect on record. Now, I'm concerned because the man keep calling about his money and it's never been on the warrant list, but I'm more concerned that beautiful big building at 15022 is not structurally sound because there's a 12-page report that says there are all these issues.
And yes, she does have a right to be asking these questions. She's a trustee, and whoever it is, whatever's going on, they're asking for money.
So my question, and this is discussion, is somebody please call this man about his $7,000, which I don't understand why the owner would not be paying for this.
That's a good question. Why are they sending the bills to the village of Dolton? And she obviously has no idea what's going on. And that's the ongoing problem, is there's no transparency. So they get hit with these random bills out of nowhere and they're just expected to pay them.
And then what are we doing in reference to all of the, has anybody followed up about all of these concerns about their property?
So once again, just crickets, no one saying anything.
Anything else?
Yeah, y'all got the answer right there. So y'all know what's going on.
All right, anything else?
All right, anything else? We just gonna move on, totally ignore the trustees' questions, concerns. We're just gonna gloss over it and move on, I guess. That's what we do. It's the Tiffany Henyard show, apparently. You know, I find it kind of funny that she doesn't want to address the trustees and answer any of their questions or give any more insight. And I find myself asking, what would Trustee Henyard do? Because you guys, if you don't know, she used to be a trustee and she used to question the mayor, just as the trustees now are questioning her about certain things. Oh, well, do you have proof of that? Oh yeah, sure, here it is. And take note, this is how you show receipts.
And this is all for the record, Mary Kay. It should go to committee. We should talk amongst trustees. If some trustees have issues with it, I think we should entertain that before we approve this. We do not have $30,000 just to pay out currently. Plus, we don't even have an invoice. So I don't even know what we're paying $30,000 for.
The plot thickens. So as a trustee, you wanted total transparency, okay? You didn't want bills getting paid without being vetted through your little committees, okay? And you certainly didn't want to approve an invoice that you didn't know what it was for. Isn't that funny how some people work? It's okay for them to do it, but nobody else. And then they always want to try to make it seem like it's somebody else's fault at the same time. Back and forth, round and round, upside down. However they want to explain it, they're going to try to explain it anything but taking accountability. And you know, that's what got Kiana Belcher to this level. I'm finally going to show the little fight they had of just anger. And she basically just reached her boiling point.
Again, if you guys want to have an adult conversation with me, you know my number, you know what I live, you know all of that, Belcher.
There she go, poking the bear.
So all I'm saying to you is when they say no, I say yes.
There she go with her little propaganda, trying to persuade people.
We fight over crumbs. It's a bigger picture.
See, she likes to say things like this to try to make herself sound profound and try to make the other person look weaker or less intelligent, but it's really not working. Where her message gets lost, if there really is one in there in the first place, is through her bad attitude and just her total disrespect and disregard for anyone else's feelings.
And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House.
There we go again, talking about people running on her ticket. I know they are tired of hearing it.
Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community. The vision wasn't to rob the city.
Uh-oh. Brace yourself. It's about to go down. Did you hear what Belcher said? The vision wasn't to rob the city. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the outcome. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money.
So you guys, if it sounds a little weird, I did slow it down a little bit just so you guys can kind of understand more while they're arguing. Because, I mean, they're going to be going back and forth. It's going to be fast, of course. You know how stuff gets heated in an argument. So, here we go.
3, 2, 1, fight.
I mean, you guys get the point. They're arguing back and forth. Some things I did want to point out though. So this is the most riled up I have seen Tiffany yet. You see her mannerisms. You see how she's like swiveling in her chair a little bit, moving side to side, like she almost can't contain herself. Like she's ready to get up and come to blows with Kiana. Kiana is just digging into her and she won't let go. And Tiffany is steady trying to talk over her because she don't want to hear what Kiana has to say, because Kiana's talking about how she feels she's robbing the town and she's using the taxpayer money very irresponsibly. Now, I did want to bring it back, get a little bit real with some stuff, you guys. So I know there's some people out there like, yeah, get her, Kiana, you know, she keeping it 100. She's standing on business, 10 toes down, you know, whatever these kids is out here saying nowadays. Because I'm not even going to pretend like I'm young. I'm not going to pretend like Tiffany Henyard, because we know she is not the youth like she likes to say. Like she likes to project. Like, girl, you in your 40s, your youth is done. You might still be a little youthful, but you are not the youth. Okay, I'm veering off. Let's get back. But what I want to say is this. They're supposed to be in a professional setting, right? At their jobs, Now, this might be all good and well for Kiana. I'm not sure. You know, she's an elected official. She might not ever be in jeopardy of losing her job with arguing back and forth with the mayor, because as you can see, the mayor was arguing just as much, doing just as much back and forth. But the people I really want to talk to are the people who have to go to their job day in, day out, who really need their job and are dependent upon their job, but still have to deal with tyrants like Tiffany. That's not to say Kiana don't need her job or doesn't want her job. I always got to clarify sometimes, because I know people going to be in the comments like, man, well, you just, you don't know if she need her job, or you don't know. Okay, I get it. I know. But like I said, that's not who I'm talking to right now. Okay. I want to talk to you guys for a little bit, because if you've ever been in a situation, or if you are now in a situation where you have to deal with someone who is just power hungry and who bullies and is just an overall horrible person in your eyes and from what you've experienced from them, what I do want to say to you guys is don't ever let anyone trick you out your position. Okay? And what that means is don't ever let anyone get you so riled up, so just angry, where you react in that moment outside of your normal character. Okay? And you know, this might be fine for somebody. Some people will be like, you know what, I just cussed her smoothed out and then I went and got another job. Okay? Because I had a friend like that. Smooth. She used to be a nurse. She smooth straight up, cussed everybody out, walked out. She found another job. She was fine. But that's not my point. I'm getting off track. My point is, everybody has to do what's best for them, and sometimes it's good to know how to control your emotions. Okay? You feel better in the end when you've come out of a situation and you are able to stay in control of yourself. You can't control the other person, but you can control yourself and your reaction. And one thing I usually do, because I work in customer service, okay? And people can piss you off because they feel like, because they're the customer, they are king of everything, and you have to succumb to their every whim and need, and customers always right, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, not all the time. Customers are not always right. Okay, but I know I have to figure out a way to deal with the difficult customers, or else I'm gonna lose my job. So, you know, whatever you have to do mentally to just bring yourself down and deal with the problem, with the issue, and don't let your pride get in the way, because that's what happens a lot of times in life. When people react instinctively, it's because either they're letting their pride get in the way, or they're taking something personally that is not even personal. It has to do with that other person. That person is pushing their bad negative energy off onto you because they're either having a bad day, they're being accused of stuff, like Tiffany Henyard, she's been accused of stuff. So you gotta kind of let stuff just ride sometimes and figure out ways to deal with those tyrants and those bullies in the right way, rather than getting yourself fired, then having to explain to the next job why you got fired. And you know, the list just goes on and on. I'm not saying this to down Kiana and the way she reacted and acted with the mayor, because she's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants, just like you can. Anybody can do whatever they want. I'm just trying to give some advice for life, okay? And especially for those people who struggle day to day and they know they need their job and they're dealing with people like this, just take the time to think about it. Try, when you're by yourself, to go over scenarios. Try to think of how you're going to react the next time you come into contact with that same person that's a tyrant or that's a bully. How are you going to handle that situation? Because when you think ahead, you think better. Okay? When you think ahead, you think better with your head. Okay? That's my slogan. I got to put one in there because Tiffany always throwing stuff out. I got to put something in there too. I need a little work on my slogans. Maybe y'all can give me some. Leave them in the comments for me. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and leave the video a like. And if you're new here, subscribe. I'll see you next time.